$11.99 I pay for my eggs.
It's about $10 a carton at the moment.
Is it $10? Maybe?
Probably about $3.80. Well, I'm a single man, so I only buy a half a carton of eggs.
I know one person who doesn't know the price of a dozen eggs.
Here is a dozen eggs. Mr. Dutton, do you know how much they cost?
About $4.20.
$4.20, maybe back in 2007.
Like bacon, I checked the other day and I was like, oh, maybe not.
Politicians out of touch a bit if they don't know the basic stuff like milk, eggs, but hopefully they can be more in touch.
If we're being honest, Albanese wasn't much better in the debate. He tried to make us believe Donald Trump doesn't own a mobile phone.
I'm not sure that he has a mobile phone, the US president.
Apparently, after Albo made that claim, Liberal Party operatives began texting journalists with pictures of Donald Trump holding a phone. Now, the PM claims there's a formal process for international diplomacy. You can't just fire off a text to the US president that says, "Seriously, Donald, lol, tariffs equal poop emoji, FML." But if there's one thing we know about the Trump administration, it's that they don't stand on formalities when it comes to a cheeky text about sensitive information.
What was shared over Signal, then and now, however you characterize it, was informal, unclassified coordinations for media coordination and other things.
The winner is, it's Anthony Albanese winning over 50% of our voters this evening.
The jury in last night's Channel 7 Leaders Debate handed Prime Minister Anthony Albanese an emphatic win, but most pundits called it a lot closer than that. Chief reporter at the West Australian, Ben Harvey, was at the debate. He was on the expert panel of the Spotlight special that happened afterwards. Now, you're in a Sydney hotel room, mate. Tell me, what were your big takeaways from the debate last night?
Well, this was their fourth debate, so they had 3 rehearsals to get this one right, and I think they did. I thought this was the best debate that we've seen. We had 2 genuine leaders who were talking about big issues. Whether or not it swayed anyone's vote in the end, I'm not really sure. The live audience that Channel 7 put together certainly put it in Albanese's corner. I've got to say I wasn't as convinced that Albo had it in the bag. I thought it was a lot closer than a live audience gave credit for.
There's a revelation today that your government was aware before the election campaign started of a Russian request to use Indonesian airfields for long-range military aircraft 1,300 kilometres from Darwin. Why haven't you been open and honest with the Australian people on this?
So the media is having a red-hot crack at Anthony Albanese on this issue.
Murray Watt said you may as well ask for a briefing on the Loch Ness Monster.
Not happening.
We're talking but we're talking about the influence of Russia in our region. I mean, when it comes to our defence...
It's not happening.
But incredibly, the coalition and renowned tough guy Peter Dutton have failed to do so. In fact, the PM has copped more stick from protesters than he has from the coalition.
Anthony Albanese, what do you have to say to Palestinian Australians? What do you have to say to working Australians? I work 3 jobs and I can't take a photo with a big man, and my taxpayer dollars fund your position.
FYI, that wasn't just any protester, that was New South Wales Senate candidate Amani Darwichi, who's running for Fatima Payman's Australia Voice Party. Putting Gaza and the cost of living into one tirade takes skill, while the Liberal Party, on the other hand, can't seem to get their campaign out of first gear, literally in the case of the Dutton bus today, which needed a push to get started.